I'm here to explain why taking the risk is the only option. To preface this, I'll share a short story about how my life went to absolute shit, how I met chaos in a way I had not met it before, and how I made it out to the other side. Picture this, I'm 20. See, I had the best friend group I could ask for, a solid relationship, financial stability, and whatever you could imagine, and I was living in a completely different country, thriving. And yet, death came to visit. The grief was all-consuming. Life was darker than anything I had faced, and it tore apart the very seams of my being. Slowly, piece by piece, my life was in shambles, and I was faced with a question. How will I overcome this? What will it take for me to live through something so catastrophic? Now, in no way was I prepared for what my life came to be, what I lived through no 20-year-old should face, but I did. So I had a choice. I could either face the adversity and figure it out like I always had, or live on like a hollow shell of who I used to be. Today, that journey took everything for me to complete, and this is where my advice for you will begin. I'll go over the steps that have kept me successful and have kept me succeeding in spite of life being life. If you enjoy this type of content, subscribe and show your support by leaving a comment about what you took away of value from this video. Now back to the topic. The first and most important step is simply to take action and just start. Imperfect action beats no action, and if you can get yourself into the mind frame of doing things despite whatever would normally stop you, you are well on your way, and well, you are already ahead of so many people. Just think of the amount of people around you, how many that just never start, that never pursue anything worthwhile. You can stay the same indefinitely if you don't take action. I could have easily stayed in the same place I was in a perpetual loop, clinging on to what had happened, dwelled on my pain instead of processing it. That could have been who I would be today, and I would have been hollow. Set a goal and work backwards. Take me, my goal was to build myself up, fix my mind, piece by piece, and I knew for me to overcome all that adversity, I had to make actionable goals. I started by breaking down what my day would look like for me to achieve the most difficult thing I'd set out to do. And over time, I tackled everything from grief to depression to anxiety to anhedonia to the very personality disorder I suffer from, which was at its absolute worst. Everybody was looking to me, and I didn't know why at the time, and I've come to realize it was mostly due to my persistence in what I set out to do. People had realized that about me before I ever did. So despite going through the most amount of suffering I ever had, I had something I could wake up to and do. There was no way out but through, and that was what I told myself. Adversity shapes your character, and the destruction of the self allows for you to build it up. Always explore and always take risks. You're here for a limited amount of time, and it doesn't matter how insane your idea sounds to other people. They can be right 99% of the time, but you only need that 1% for the risk to pay itself off multiple times over. After what had happened, I was at a point where I knew I had to travel back home, and people thought I was insane to do so. No friends, no family, no real support waiting for me back home. So I risked everything so I could live in solace and work towards my goal. I knew I had to cut out all the noise for me to fix my mind. No one but me to hold myself accountable, and no one to hold me back. Which brings me to the celebrate the small wins. Every single opportunity you have to do so will slowly train your brain to appreciate how far you've actually come, and give you the momentum to continue on your journey. The laundry list of things about my mind that needed work would have been too overwhelming if I didn't have a plan or any way of seeing my progress. After all, time passes, so you can either appreciate the small wins and use them to your favor, or hit yourself over the head with the whys of why you can't achieve what you set out to do. Now, gratitude and celebration lifts your spirit up and allows you to look back on the progress you've already made, and slowly you will see yourself have more belief in yourself and have something to be proud of. The work isn't for nothing, and this ties into self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the belief that you are capable of overcoming the goal you set out to do. Think of it this way, everything you do matters, everything accumulates over time, and with the small wins, you also build evidence of your character, evidence that you are capable, that you can overcome adversity. The next step is actually seeking support and inspiration. Find someone more knowledgeable than you, someone you see to be where you want to get. seek their guidance if possible and learn as much as you can from them. In my case, this was actually my therapist. I slowly had the conversation I needed to have that I never did have before, and through that support I was able to use what I learned and act on it. This translates to all areas of your life, and currently for me that applies to the journey that is my YouTube channel. I seek out similar creators, people who've had success, and I take what I can from them. Being able to listen and take feedback is absolutely essential for this step to work. And don't be stubborn and think you're always right, that you know better, because oftentimes you really just don't. Take me, what a humbling experience it is to realize the way you've been coping, acting, dealing with stuff have been all wrong. So seek support to learn, to see your blind sides, and to share your experiences with people. You might even flip the role once in a while, and to make all that possible, the final step is dedication. The work you and only you can put in is absolutely essential for any of these steps to work. So now is the time to really put your foot down and really delve into your dreams. Set yourself up so that you cannot fail. The day-to-day routine will be where dreams are made, not over years pondering the what ifs, should have, could have, would haves. Because that's all bullshit. Thoughts are not action, and action are not thoughts. Finally, to wrap this video up, you're not as far from where you want to be as you think. It only takes the one leap. The one time you have to have faith in yourself can set off a chain reaction of events that will make future you proud. Thanks for the absolutely wonderful support I've gotten on my videos. This is what keeps me going, and knowing somebody sees what I create and can take something away from it has been the most wonderful and fulfilling experience as of late. It really means the world to me to see people commenting, subscribing, even though my audience is not the largest. I still get so much from creating this type of content, and I hope this format is something that you like. It's a shot in the dark. It almost reads as a letter the way that I speak, because I have a certain tonality and I have a cadence that many people will not be able to do. So thank you. It's been Seema. If you've stuck around, if you've watched to the end, let me know what you think of the format. Anyways, it's been Seema. Thank you, and thank you.